Welcome to this tutorial on how to set up your ConBee or RaspBee with a Raspberry Pi to act as a Phoscon gateway. For this tutorial you will need a Raspberry Pi, any version will work, but only Pis starting version 3 support Wi-Fi out of the box. A microSD card with at least 8 GB of capacity, a RaspBee or a ConBee. If you want to use a ConBee, it's recommended to use an extension cord. If you don't want to use Wi-Fi, you will also need an Ethernet cable. At last, we will need a microSD card reader for the initial setup of the SD card. We start by downloading the necessary programs and files. For the SD card image itself, go to the first link in the video description. Then click on the drop-down menu and select your device. Navigate to SD card images and download the desktop version of the Phoscon gateway image. While this is downloading, we can get the necessary SD card flashing program. We will use Raspberry Pi Imager, which you can get by going to the second link in the video description. Then download the installer for your operating system of choice. To flash the image we just downloaded, open the Raspberry Pi Imager program. You don't have to select the device, as the Phoscon gateway image is compatible with all Raspberry Pi variants. Click on Choose OS, scroll down to the bottom and select Use Custom. Then pick the image file we just downloaded. After that, plug in your microSD card to your card reader. Then click on Choose Storage and select the SD card. Be careful to select the right storage device, as this will wipe all data on it. Click on Next. The flasher now asks you if you want to apply any customizations to the image. If you want to use an Ethernet cable, you can click on No. The flashing of your SD card should start immediately. If your Raspberry Pi supports Wi-Fi and you want to use it, you can set up your SSID and Wi-Fi password here. Don't modify your username or hostname, as this will prevent the auto start of the deCONZ. If you are satisfied with your settings, click on Save, then Yes. The flashing of your SD card should start now. Once your SD card is fully flashed and verified, you can eject it from your SD card reader and insert it into your Raspberry Pi. After that, connect your RaspBee or ConBee with the Pi. As mentioned earlier, if you use a ConBee, it's recommended to use an extension cord. If you want to use Ethernet, also plug in your Ethernet cable now. Once your Raspberry Pi is prepared, you can power it on for the first time and wait for the Pi to boot. This can take a while, as there is some initial setup going on. You can monitor the boot progress by plugging in an HDMI monitor, but this is not necessary, as you can later control the Pi via a remote protocol called BNC. The gateway should be reachable by the domain phoscon.local once it has finished booting. If that doesn't work, you can also reach it by its IP address, which you can find in your router's network overview section. Open a browser and type in either the domain or IP address into the URL bar. You should be greeted by the Phoscon landing page. Click on the gateway that matches the address you just typed in. At your first visit, you will be asked to give your gateway a name and password. After that, you will be prompted to create your first group. deCONZ mostly works group-based, but a group doesn't have to contain more than one device. We will just create a group with the name Demo here. We can now pair our first device to the gateway. For that, click on the hamburger menu in the top left, then click on Lights and Add New Lights. Your gateway is now in pairing mode. Now you will have to get your device into pairing mode as well. The way you do that differs for each device. If you don't know how to get yours into pairing mode, consult the manual. In our case, the bulb has to be disconnected and reconnected from power in a specifically timed sequence. Once the device is paired, it will pop up in the Lights menu. Here you can also give it a unique name like Demo Lamp. To control the device, we have to put it into a group. For that, go back to the main page, click on the desired group, like our demo group, which is created. Click on Edit, then Manage Lights. Here you can add the light bulb which is paired. Click on Save, then on Back. You are now able to control the group with all the lights associated with it. But you likely don't want to always open your browser to turn your lights on and off. To make that more convenient, we are now going to add a light switch. Go to the Switches tab in the main menu and click on Add New Switch. In our case, we will pair a Samsung SmartThings button. We click on SmartThings and select our button. In this case, we get guided on how to get our button into pairing mode, which we will follow along. We will get a confirmation that the button is paired. Again, we can give the button a custom name here. Let's navigate back to our group and make the button toggle the lights. For that, click on Edit, then on Switch Editor. Then on the left, click on the Link Switches button and select the switch which is paired. From here, just follow the on-screen instructions. In our case, we want a single tap to turn on our lights, and a double tap to turn off our lights. If I now press the button once, the light turns on. If I double click it, the light turns off. Congratulations, you successfully set up a Phoscon gateway.